do you improve your practice test scores, especially if you suck at maths, like me? Like, I'm not kidding. However, before we get to that, let me introduce myself. Hey, I'm Eri, your hopefully reliable source of advice. Today we will cover how to improve your practice test score for the SATs. For reference, this is my score from a few days ago, which was a 1280, and then a few days later I took another practice test, which resulted in me getting a 1580. And this was after me practicing for a while, and I was focusing on the English section before, but I focused on both the math and English section for the total score. The obviously books, but I have linked PDFs because I could not afford to get the actual books because I am an international student. I will say that once again, I cannot afford the books in dollars. The few good books that I know are Erica Meltzers, I hope I'm saying that right, Grammar Plus Reading and Writing Book, College Panda SAT Workbook, and College Panda SAT YouTube compilation, which is not a book, but I still put it there because for obvious reasons. And another was the SAT Black Book for the prep. All the PDFs will be linked below in the description. Let's move on to the math section. The math portion for the DSAT has word problems, MCQs, and graph word problems, or MCQs. And these get harder with each module. Depends on your first module, how well you do. You will be put into a harder module if you got all of them or almost all of them correct. Essentially, it is just basic mathematics, so the questions really depend on how good your grasp on the fundamentals are. However, it's okay to not know everything or anything. I am the living proof of that. Another person I would like to recommend for the math portion is the organic chemistry tutor. He has great SAT videos, especially if you're beginning to understand math or you do not understand the concepts at all. He helped me through my GCEs as well, so I think he's a very good YouTuber, so do check him out. He does explain very nicely. Okay, so maths is easier to grasp than English because English uses scientific terminology in the reading and writing portion, which is a bit hectic if you're especially running out of time, because I ran into that problem a lot. So what I would say you can do is go in this order, that you first, this is my opinion by the way, watch the Organic Tutors SAT playlist, and then you can go and practice with the College Panda. You either watch the YouTube for College Panda or watch the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Both of them really help. And secondly, maybe do the College Panda workbook, the PDF, by the way. If you can afford it, then that's great. Or else just download the PDF, honestly. Works the same. And then you do the Academy practice tests, the full practice unit tests. And then you move on to the blue book, and then you do your error log, or you mark your mistakes, and then you go over them again and again till you get it right. Firstly, I would suggest just focus on the math module instead if you're aiming for like a good score in math. And then you can head to doing both of the modules after you're done perfecting both of them completely. Now for the English portion. The English portion, I would say, is basically, like I said, Erica Meltzers, I hope I'm saying that right, Grammar Plus Reading and Writing Workbook, or book in general. The PDFs, anything works. I have the link in the description. You can check it out. And also these help a lot, especially if you do not know a lot of grammar rules. You can also make your own vocabulary list, which would benefit you instead of looking for others' vocabulary lists, because you know what you do not know. Basically going in order, look through Erica's books and the workbooks, and then you go ahead to the Khan Academy tests. Khan Academy is a great source for English, and you can do the full practice unit test, and then you can move on to the blue book practice tests. And make sure you focus on the individual modules itself. Again, like I said, don't panic if you're put into the harder module. It's literally the same. You just have to read it carefully. If you're continuously making mistakes, don't do more practice tests. Instead, go back on your mistakes, see what you're doing wrong, do a few tests about that on Khan Academy or any question bank really, and then you go back to the practice test and then you attempt again. And I assure you, hopefully you will get a good score.